It's something that we have to do eventually. I know, but I don't want to alienate our audience. Yeah, I get that sense. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If this stops them from coming to these videos, then it didn't then their opinion really didn't matter in the first place. Right. I'll do it. This feels better. Okay, but I still don't know who Mark McLaughlin is. Hello. I apologize for the I apologize for the bad makeup. I did the eyes at like 11:30 in the morning and didn't bother to fix them up along the way. And the lips I did at like 11:30 at night. And it is now 2:18 in the morning. But welcome back to Into the Den, everybody. I am your host. I am very proud to say Jocelyn Freeman. Now, I say this because yesterday, at least the time I'm recording this, which is 2:19 in the freaking morning on April Fool's Day, which also just so happens to be my birthday. I am now 20 years old. It feels weird. It it very much feels weird. But yesterday was Transgender Day of Visibility, and I feel like it's been the worst kept secret of this channel that I am transgender. I am a non-binary lesbian. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns, and am I am proud to be, and I am proud to be so. I am proud of who I am. I am proud to be. I am proud to be transgender, and I want to help to make, and I want to help to make these. I want to make these videos for not just for general hockey audiences, but I also want to make it for. I also want to make these videos and other videos that I have planned in the future. I plan on making gaming videos as well. I want to make these videos for for queer people to have an escape. I want to be. I want to give people like an outlet for them to just decompress, not worry about any of the any external stressors, just not worry about transphobic, not worry about queerphobic living situations. Believe me, I am happy that I am spending time away from my transphobic living situation. I decompress from just not having, from just not being, not having to mask yourself around a queerphobic society. And by masking yourself, I mean like put on the mask of being cisgender and heterosexual. But anyway, I want to do good for this community. And so alongside the alongside the Jake Tebow GoFundMe pages in the description of this video, and for any other and for videos in the future, I will also be including the GoFundMe pages to help out to help people struggling in various. I will also be posting the GoFundMe's for those that are struggling in places in which a lot of transphobic legislation is being passed, such as Texas, Florida, Mississippi, Iowa, Utah, even freaking New Hampshire. But anyway, I think I think that we should continue on with the video of Into the Den. Besides, if we've learned anything as of late, it's that hockey is for everyone, and hockey is for everyone, and it is a fantastic sport, and I want to help, and I want to help this community be seen. So I will continue on with this series and just this video in general. But anyway, welcome back to Into the Den, everybody. I am your host, Jocelyn Freeman. The Bruins win 8-1 against the New Jersey Devils, setting a season high for goals scored in a game. And honestly, it was fantastic. I mean, first of all, this was the night in which the Bruins decided to honor the retirement of Tuukka Rask. Hopefully, we see his number up in the rafters. I don't know if we will, to be honest. I mean, I don't, especially because of how freaking cutthroat Boston sports is, and how people are going to be asking, why? What did he do for us? He didn't win a cup as a starter. But no, Tuukka Rask, brilliant goalie, easily one of the best goalies in Bruins history. Easily one of the best goalies in NHL history. And he absolutely deserved this. So let's continue on with what was quite possibly the worst game I've seen from Jesper Boqvist. But anyway, Grizzly. We start off with a goal that goes that's really quickly. Like it, like usually on NESN it takes them until like the 17-minute mark. Not actually 17 minutes into the game, just like like when the clock hits 17:59. It takes about that long, 2 minutes for them to go through like who are the starting who are the refs, who are all the starting lines, and Grizzlick Matt Grizzlick just completely snipes it right from the blue line before that it ends, to put the Bruins up 1-0 past, I think it was Nico Dawes was the goalie. And what is it? While I was watching through this, I was asking, who the hell is Mark McLaughlin? Apparently, this was his first NHL game ever. He only started 2 games in the Olympics, didn't record a single point, and he started out a little bit slow in college, but in his last 2 years at BC, he developed into a point per game player. Even still, he went completely undrafted, and the Bruins decided to take an undrafted flyer on him. But also, let's but also let's applaud the commitment that that uh, that Bruce Cassidy had to saying, yes, yes, we need to changes to the lineup need to be made. It absolutely need to be made. And because Mike Riley is back in the freaking lineup alongside Josh Brown on the bottom pair. And honestly, I think this team is better off with it. It may just be the fact that we won 8-1. And then even if it was against one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, but still, Mike Riley. I missed Mike Riley on the freaking on the ice. We also had like a 10-minute play stoppage because the scoreboard just completely fucked up. Like what is it? Like the sorry. They just kept for some reason in like 10 minutes the scoreboard operators just could not get their shit together and play had to stop for the entire time. It was hilarious to see to hear Jack and Andy try to banter all through it and Jack saying like we've gotten word that we can't actually cut to a TV commercial, and Andy's like so the call on the ice is no TV commercial, and it's amazing. Also, first game for the Bruins for Josh Brown, and first fight for Josh Brown getting into it with Mason and Geertsen, and 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 it was it's always fun when you see a new guy get his a new guy spread his wings and just show like, yo, I got you guys back. And then and speaking of getting each other's back, Miles Wood just completely decks. He just completely decks Charlie McAvoy at one point, and then Mike Riley, who's like a couple strides behind them. After seeing Miles Wood, after seeing Wood just completely slam Chucky into the boards, just wails on him and brings him and pretty much just like suplexes him. And of course he gets a double minor for roughing. Miles Wood ends up getting a minor for interference, so it ends up just being a 2-minute power play. But also the Bruins, their what is it? Their penalty kill has been great, but also like this goal happened like right after their penalty kill ended. They just do not clear the puck. Nico Hischier is right behind the net, and he passes to Jack Hughes, who shoots it at just the slightest sliver of an angle, and just barely gets it short side past Selena Solmark. And I thought, oh boy, we're gonna have a good game on us. And then that ended up being the last goal that the Devils scored all night. But what we learned tonight is that Nico Daws is just a freaking trampoline. And Bergeron completely slammed it on net, and Daws pretty much just let it bounce off of him. DeBrusk is right there on cleanup duty, just swooping in, sweeps it into the net. Bruins are up 2-1 to head into the second period, and that wasn't the only rebound goal that he allowed. It wasn't the what is it? Pasta just completely wraps around and wait. He wraps around and he makes it seem like, oh, I'm gonna go right into the nook of the net, right into the nook in the net. But no, he ends up he waits for the Bruins to set up in front of the net, and before he shoots. Of course, Dawes is having the preparation is there, and but instead of just catching it to get everybody to get the hell away from him, he lets it bounce off, and Eric Hall is right there, and it frick. The puck bounces right onto Eric Holl's tape, and he just buries it to put the Bruins up to 3-1. And then, oh boy, Sluban ends up back on the attack. He just completely suplexes Anton Bleed for no freaking reason at one point. And then, sorry, God damn it, it is 2:33 in the morning. I'm sorry. Matt Grzelcyk, Jake DeBrusk, and Brad Marchand essentially just completely triangle Jesper Boqvist, who's like, what the hell is going on? And Subban's lost his stick, so he's completely out of it. DeBrusk has some pretty good patience on this one, and waiting until the right moment for Marchand to get open and for Marchand to have a clear passing lane. And that ends up putting the Bruins up 4-1. And then we got one of the funniest moments of any game in this season, one that I don't think I've ever actually seen, a penalty that I don't think I've ever actually seen. In Jesper Boqvist gets 2 in the box for face-off violation. And basically what happened is that it's puck drop. They're going to I think it's Coyle and Boqvist going at it for the puck, and Boqvist ends up falling and just slapping the puck with his hand out of the faceoff. And you can't do that. You can't do that. Mark Savard pretty much made that his shtick, and you can't really copy it right now. So Jesper, get in the box. Thanks. And this ends up, of course, giving the Bruins power play, for which Pasta just completely slams the puck from the blue line, and Bergeron's is in the way to tip it in the 5-hole, to Bruins up 5-1. And then the Devils just pulled Nico Dawes and put in John and Gillies. DeBrusk ended up laying out Ty Smith on the board, and remember how I said that I miss Mike Riley? Well, this is why. After DeBrusk excavates the puck from Ty Smith, i.e., just slamming Ty Smith into the boards, Mike Riley just swoops in and passes it across the ice to Marchand, and he's just wide ass open on the other face-off dot. Here's their side of the ice. Here's the face-off dots. It just goes. Ty Smith ends up. I forget if he comes back in the game. Honestly, I was watching a stream of this game because my friends and I were picking out a cake for my birthday, which is today, because it is April 1st when I'm recording this, but I can only assume that the third period just didn't have anything interesting, especially after Frederick, especially after this third line in goal. Just Frederick doing his job, and what is it? I think Mark McLaughlin ends up laying out a nice block for Trent Frederick to take the puck, and I think from there, the block that McLaughlin and put on in a defender. The defender is already back with Frederick, and the passing lane is blocked. No, wait, the shooting lane is blocked, but not the passing lane. So Frederick passes it back to Mark McLaughlin, and he is right there screaming up the middle and just buries it past John Gillies. And that is probably the slickest first goal I've seen in a little bit. Even if Oscar Steen had a more hilarious first goal, just hey, we're gonna bounce the puck off the top of the net and have it roll down the back of a goalie. But Taylor Hall ends up being just there for Pasta to take a bad turnover from a Jersey player, and Pasta passes it right to him, and that ends up putting the Bruins up 8-1. And then we get to the funniest part. Marchand just does Brad Marchand have ears? So here's what happened. And Marchand is on the I think this is on the power play. I forget, but Marchand is trying to take the puck in, and the ref blows the whistle to signal offsides, but Marchand just completely ignores it. Ref blows the whistle again, and again, Marchand can't hear it, and he tries to shoot it. I mean, he ends up scoring, but now everybody thinks that Marchand's got a hat trick when the play was very much offsides. And honestly, I just feel bad for anyone that threw their hat during this. But that really is the game. Like I said, I can only assume that really nothing interesting happened in the third, because the highlights, basically just had a few, like one or two big saves, and then the very end of the game from the third. So that essentially covers this game. Am I scared for the future for this team? A little bit with the Toronto game. Do I think that this is the one that the Bruins needed? Not. I think so. I would say so. Just as like a morale boost, like even beating the most measly opponents is like it's at this point it's just a giant rush for the playoffs. It's like the Bruins can still technically miss out on the playoffs, and I would dread to hear that, but with wins like that over a bad team, I think that it's better for. I think that it's really good for the Bruins that they won this one, especially if for nothing else than to keep pace with Toronto and Tampa. But I think that is it for tonight's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Click like if you like, click subscribe if you really like. Down below is my TikTok, and GoFundMe is for Jake Thibault's recovery to help out a kid who was severely injured in a hockey accident, and GoFundMe is for GoFundMe to help out families impacted by Texas's recent bill to help to declare trans care for trans minors child abuse. And tell your friends that you love them, that you accept them no matter what, and that it is okay, and that it is a good thing, that if the and it doesn't matter if they are cisgender or trans, if they are heterosexual or queer, or it doesn't matter if they're heterosexual or not, or cisgender or trans, non-binary, or any other gender. It doesn't matter. Tell your friends that they mean everything to you, and it doesn't matter. It matters so much how they identify, but that shouldn't have an impact on how much you love and care for them.